I'm going to show you how I do the garter stitch Mobius cast on. This cast on is unique in that it creates a cast on that does not have half of the row with knit stitches and half of the row with purl. It creates a cast on that is seamless, and you can't really tell in the finished piece where the cast on is because it looks the same on both sides. In order to do that, I've done a row of back loop cast on. I've cast on 128 stitches. I laid this out to make sure that there's no twist in the stitches. You'll notice that some of the stitches look bigger than others, smaller than others. It does not matter at this point. When you cast on using that back loop, the one thing I will say is you want to make them fairly loose. So if you're a tight knitter or you cast on tightly, you want to loosen up for that a little bit. Okay, so at this point I have no twists in this. I have the yarn in my right hand. I have the other end of the needle sitting here out away from the stitches. These stitches are going to join, but not in the usual way. So the yarn is going to join with this stitch, but it's not going to be at the end of the needle. So I'm going to pinch this so that I don't end up with a twist. I've maintained the order of the stitches, and I note that there is a ladder between the first stitch and the second stitch, and I'm going to put my needle into that ladder. And I'm going to take the yarn and I'm going to knit. And there's my loop, and I have kept the stitches on the needle that I'm knitting into. Okay, I go into the next ladder and I knit. I go into the next ladder and I knit, and into the next ladder and I knit, and I knit, and I knit. And I don't worry about the fact that some of the loops are bigger than others. I don't worry about the fact that these kind of twist around the needle as I'm going around. I'm sure that it's fine because I checked it beforehand and I pinched, to maintain that. So whatever it does in the meantime, I don't worry. I just go along and make sure that I'm knitting into the ladder of that next stitch. So there it is. Glue. There I go, into the stitch. Bring that around into the stitch. And again, don't worry about the stitches being different sizes. They're all going to work themselves out as this makes its way around. So I'm just knitting, knitting, knitting all the way around. Just like that. Okay, one thing I did not do here, right here where this first stitch is, it said to put a marker. So there would be a marker right here on this needle in that position. So you're going to continue doing this all the way around. Just keep going. You're going to get to a point where the stitches are kind of bunched up. You can just push them and bring these others around, and you will make your way all the way around until you hit that marker. Once you hit the marker, you will have completed the Mobius cast on, the garter stitch Mobius cast on, and you'll be ready to go. That's it. Hope that helps.